So we finished off. Let's go to the next one. Set it equal to 0 because we know we're going to lead that way. Now, I actually feel more comfortable if it was p squared minus 12p, oops, I'm sorry, plus 35 equals 0. Plus 35 equals 0. So what I'm doing now is instead of making x, I'm making x squared. So I'm making it even bigger. Normally I'm making it smaller. Two numbers that multiply to get 35 and add to 12 are 7 and 5. P equals 7, P equals 5. Okay? But that's when it was p squared. But it's actually smaller. So I don't know if you can notice, but it's kind of like it's taking it to the 1/2. So it's actually square rooting. So p equals the square root of 7, and p equals the square root of 5. Or p equals 7 to the 1/2. I want you to see how those are equivalent. P equals 5 to the 1/2. Okay? I want to make sure you understand how to do things in rad form and exponential form. You're going to have to let me know if we need to review this stuff more, but let me just kind of show you that I can say x squared. It's the same thing. Oh, I'm sorry. X squared, x squared is what you know. But if I have x to the 1/2, that's the same thing as the square root of x. If I have x cubed, that's x cubed. But if I have x to the 1/3, that's the cube root of x. So if I have 7 to the 1/3, that's the same thing as the cube root of 7. If I have 8 to the 1/3, that's the same thing as the cube root of 8. And some of you would even change that even more, make that 2 cubed. That's gone, and the answer's 2. Probably need to work on that more. Okay, let's do the last one. Okay, this one's really small, so let me super zoom that. This is pretty crazy, but I do know that when I see this, that means x. So I'm going to go 3 to the x equals 9 to the x squared. This reminds me of how the bases need to be the same. So let me get my pink. And I know that if that's a 3, I can make that a 3 by going 3 squared. Okay? And then now my bases are the same. And then I have to multiply it by x squared. What do I do when my bases are the same? Set them equal to each other. This is definitely getting into things that we understood, but now it's getting even more complex. Whenever I have an x squared, set it equal to 0. This is definitely a difficult one, okay? But I bet you understand now how I'm saying things build on itself, and you need to make sure you really understand the concept. Otherwise, you'll feel overwhelmed. Does that mean that you should drop my class if you don't understand this problem? No. It means you need to go back to the previous sections and really make sure you understand it and not fake understand it. Okay? It's okay if we all learn at a different pace. What is not okay is if we give up on ourselves because it's just too hard. So now, it's not that x equals 0. It's that the square root of x plus 1/4 equals 0. And it's not that x equals 1/2. It's that the square root of x plus 1/4 equals 1/2. So, oops, let me move that up, sorry. So now, again, this is getting back to the simpler stuff we knew, but now we're so intimidated, what do? Well, I know whenever I have a square root, I square it. I know I don't have very much space. I'm sorry. Well, the good thing is I know the square root of nothing is still nothing. So I'll move this one up here. I get x plus 1/4 equals 0. And how do I solve? I know x equals negative 1/4. That one's easier. This one, I'm going to end up with x plus 1/4 equals. And some of you go, how do I do 1/2 squared? Square the 1, square the 2. And now you set it equal to 0. And you get 0. Okay, that was definitely a workout. I agree. Okay, so now we're in the homework. Okay, So when we're doing the homework, I just want to go over a couple things. Remember, this is what I encourage you to highlight. Highlight. I'm going to start this one for you to make sure you're good to go. So remember, when we're highlighting, that's our x. There's different ways to do this problem. What I would do, because I don't like fractions, is I would multiply everything by the bottom number. Now, if I multiply them all by 4, that'll go away, but that 8 will not go away. But if I multiply this by 8, that 8 will go away. 8 divided by 4 is 2, so that 4 will also go away, dot, dot, dot. This problem, same thing. Make that your x. I'm not saying this is easy. I would definitely use homework help. Some of you said you really are. Same thing here. I would use homework help. Okay? Now this is asking about center and radius. So that means they're talking about a circle. And remember, if you're going to do the circle, it's got to be x squared plus y squared equals the radius. So this is going to have to move over, and then you'll be able to do it. Now this one isn't in the right form, so you're going to have to complete the square for the x and complete the square for the y. Same thing here, complete the square for the x and the y. Here, just switch the spots, but you're not doing the opposite. You're just putting them in a different place. So what I mean is, if I don't like it written as 3 plus 2 equals 5, I don't subtract 2 to both sides. I just change it to 2 plus 3 equals 5 because they're on the same side. Okay? Let's go to the next page. This is solving a system. What I encourage you to do, what I would do is I would take this and I would plug in. If you need help with this, please ask, because we will be doing more complex stuff. This is asking you to sketch it and describe the vertex and the shape. You know how to do that. Okay. This one is saying just create a new function, but down 4. So it's a transformation and a transformation. Don't overanalyze it. I'll do this last one with you as well. So what they want you to do is, let's see, the graph line. Oh, okay. So they want to see all the different possibilities. So a line is this and a U is this. So one possibility is I have a line and I have a U and they cross 2 times. Another option is I have a line and a U and they cross 1 time. Another option is I have a line and a U and they don't cross at all. So this is just asking for different scenarios. Okay, one scenario is it crosses twice. Another scenario is it crosses 0 times. Another scenario is that it crosses 1 time. And I think that covers it, actually. So that's not there. A parabola and a circle. Here's 1 time. Oh, wait. That's not a pretty circle, but you get the idea. So this is showing 4 times. Here's another scenario where it just touches 1 time. Here's another scenario where it doesn't touch at all. And then I think, oh, I guess you could have something like this and go like this and have it touch 2 times. All right, a parabola and a hyperbola. A hyperbola is this one. This is the one we've worked with the least. Okay. So one scenario is that it's a parabola and it doesn't touch at all, so that's 0 times. Another instance, I know it's not perfect, is I could have a U going like this. So it could touch 1 2 times. Another scenario is that I have a parabola. Okay, man, I'm not doing a very good job. That's fine. And it touches 1 time. Okay? This isn't really very much homework, so I'm going to add 340 to 344. So you're going to have 3 pages for this one. Okay? So let me go to 340 to 344. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And some of you are like, this is a lot. I know, but we really need to practice this stuff. I'm going to start this one for you because it's kind of review, but it's a little bit difficult. So I can't square it until I move the x over. Now that I've moved the x over, I'm going to square both sides. Now this square will get rid of this square root, and this, I have to box it out. Okay? And when you get good, you'll see the pattern, so you might not have to box it out either. And then now whenever I do that, I set it equal to 0, minus 2x, add 1. And I have to find two numbers that multiply and add. X minus 15, x minus 13, I think. X minus 5 equals 0, x equals 13, x equals 5. But just because I get an answer doesn't mean it works. 2 times 13 is 26, minus 1 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. Minus 13 is negative 8, so that works. 2 times 5 is 10, minus 1 is 9, the square root of 9 is 3. 3 minus 5 is not negative 8. So that answer is the only one that works. If you're struggling on how to check things, text me, ask me, private Zoom. Don't worry about asking too many questions. My issue isn't questions. My issue is cheating. My issue is not taking initiative. My issue is not believing you can do it. You can do it. If you can't do it, ask me, and then you'll be able to do it. This one's the exact same. This one, I just want you to, so if you see an x squared and a y squared, you should know it's going to be a circle. So complete the square for the x and the y. I want you to be good at that. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. That's a really good test question for me to put this week. And this one, you can either solve it by algebra, so you could either multiply and solve, or you can graph it. Okay? I don't need you to do both. And that'll do it.